Right, hey guys, how you going? I hope you're all having a wonderful day and getting ready for a wonderful Christmas, because that's coming out real soon. As promised, I will do the Q&A that I put on my Facebook the other day. Let's go down to it. Where is it? There it is. So I have a couple of questions, not too many. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, something just a bit different to do. So the first question was from Fraser, and he said, last time a kid has mistaken my car for a sticker book. So this is just a general roast from Fraser and everyone else that's like my friend, because my car does have a lot of stickers on it. But no, Fraser, I haven't had any kids mistake my car for a sticker book just yet. And then the next question was also from Fraser, and he said, a picture and description of all your cars in order, and what was your favourite and why. So I'll put the pictures on as like I say the car. My first car was a BMW 316i E36 in 1996. It was 5-speed manual, which is really rare, and had really low Ks. I only had like 115,000 Ks. And I learned in this car, and then it was my first car when I had my restricted as well. The car was red, had like BBS wheels. I ended up putting the stock wheels on because the BBS wheels had really wide tyres, and it just made the car not handle as well. I also, once I got my restricted, I put a full leather interior in the car, a JVC head unit, JVC speakers, pod filter, and what else? What else did I do to it? I think that was about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. This was definitely one of my favourite cars. Like, it's probably I wish I hadn't sold it. I've just got myself into more, like, spending more money since I've sold it. I wish I had kept that car. It was a really good car. It was kind of slow, but it was quite a torquey wee motor. And it was a really good car. Like, I'd recommend it to anyone, like, if they were going to get a first car. And second car after that was a E46 318i, sorry. One of the newer shaped ones, the facelift one. And this was a mistake buying this car. When I first saw it, I thought it was like really good, and the lady kind of butted me up a bit. She was like, "Oh yeah, like it's such a good car. It's real tidy. It's been looked after." There was a few cosmetic issues, but it didn't really bother me at the time. I just wanted something newer and slightly faster. And at the time, no warning light showed up, no like anything. We drove it drove fine, and I had it for about 2 weeks, and then the gearbox shed itself, to the point where it was like impossible almost to drive, and yeah, it was just terrible. Like, all the warning lights came up. It had a huge water leak to the point where it just drained the water instantly when I put it in there. It had an oil leak. It pretty much leaked oil from everywhere that it could. So we got rid of that car pretty quickly. I managed to sell it for $2,000, which wasn't too bad. I sold it as like a parts car to someone because it was cheaper for them to just buy the whole car and then just take parts of it rather than just buying all the separate parts together, because European cars are quite expensive for parts. My next car after that was a Ford Laser, because I didn't have a lot of money at this point, because I'd obviously only had $2,000 to spend on a car from selling my BMW. So I had that for quite a while. I put a pod filter on that and an exhaust, and a head. I took the head unit out of my BMW, put it into this one, and then just put speakers in as well. And that was a really good car. Like, I loved that car. It was just a Ford Laser XR3i, which is like basically like a sport model Ford Laser, and it had like a racing steering wheel, a racing shift knob. And it was a 1.8, so it was pretty nippy. And that was probably like my second favourite car out of all my cars. It was definitely a cool wee thing to drive. I had lots of fun in there. I took it up to Hamner, did some rally driving in it, which we probably shouldn't have done. And yeah, I have a lot of memories with that car. Next car after that was also a mistake. It was me not thinking again. And this was a BMW E46 323i 1999, I think. And this was auto. but it was a really cool car. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh damn, it's like amazing. And the guy was like interested in doing swaps with like a little bit of cash his way, and I was like, oh sweet. And when I first went to look at it, it was like amazing. It drove perfect. Everything was fine. Pretty much like the other BMW I bought, the other auto one. And I thought this would be like a really great car. And the gearbox didn't necessarily shit itself, but it was getting really old. And it also had oil leaks that had been hidden really well. Like the full engine had a steam clean and everything, and it made it really hard to know what had actually gone wrong with the car. And it had another water leak as well, which was, I don't even know what was happening with that. Like I think it was because of the head gasket was pretty much blown on the car because it leaked oil from everywhere, and it just drained water without even, like, you put the water in and like 5 minutes down the road your car would be empty again. So that was kind of frustrating because it was a really nice car, and I put an exhaust on that as well, and it sounded like really cool. I put speakers in it, and so that was really gutting because I really liked that car. It had a lot of power. It sounded amazing. So that like kind of sucked a little. And then I swapped it after that for a Mazda MX-5. Oh, the Unos version, but it was the V-spec one, so it had all the nice brown leather interior, the B-Nardi wheel. It had custom plates that said MX-5 Fun on it. And it was just like a really nice car. Like the outside of the car was like a little bit damaged because the paint was green and it had faded quite a lot. But it was actually a pretty nice car. I drove that for like a month and a half, and in that month and a half, someone slashed the back window while it was parked up at work. It also got smashed into on a roundabout because some guy wasn't paying attention to where he was going, even though he said he didn't see me, but he would have seen me from ages away. And so that car kind of had like a bit of bad luck. I really did enjoy driving that car. Although it was auto, I actually did enjoy driving it because it was just such a fun small car, and it was really nice to have the convertible too. And then I swapped that for a Mazda MX-6, a 2.5 litre V6 car, double overhead cam, and it was powerful. Front wheel drive, so that's kind of ruined it. It was the ugliest looking thing I think I've ever owned, but it was pretty fun to drive, and I drove that for like a month, and then it started leaking oil. It had a water leak, pretty much the same as all my other cars I had basically. So I've had like really bad luck with the cars. And then after the other Mazda, I got it on a Honda Integra, and that was a great wee car. Like, that was just something temporary for me to drive while I was looking for something a bit more solid. And I drove that thing like it already had an exhaust done to it, already had like a pod filter, already had a head unit, already had speakers in there. And I drove that thing for like 2 months, I think, while I saved up some money. While I saved up money, and that was a really cool wee car. I hated it because I hate Hondas. No hate to Hondas, guys, but I just don't like them. And it was slow, like it was painfully slow, like to the point where I would like cry a little when I put my foot down. And then after the Honda, I sold that for like $1,500 when I had a bit of money spare. And I bought a Peugeot 306, which is what I have now. And the Peugeot is a really great car, and I look forward to keeping it for a while before I buy something else. But next year, when I get my full-time work, I'm hoping to buy a Sylvia or something like that. So yeah, let's get on to the next question. I got a question from Angus that said, how many condoms have been used in your engine bay to fix it, and why are they the premium car component? So, I've used a couple of condoms to fix parts of my car before. One time when it overheated, my overflow pipe blew off and like fully snapped, and to fix it, to stop water coming out of it, I basically put a condom over the end of it, and it worked, like it properly worked, it held, it didn't melt or anything like that. And then I also had to put one over the outside of the pipe as well to stop it from flowing over. So yeah, I've used condoms twice in my car to fix it when it's broken down. And I'd rate them as a premium car component, so thanks for that question, Angus. I got a question from Charlie, and it says, what's the relationship between Angie Halligan and toasters? So, I don't know like too much about this story, but I know Angus got drunk and did something with the toaster. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Thanks for that question, Charlie. And then I had a question, what was like my last question, from Jenny. And she said, if you could have any car in the world, what would it be? For me, to have any car in the world, it would have to be a Nissan Skyline R35 GTR. Like, honestly, although everyone has them and everyone gets them, There's something about them for me that just there's just something. And if it wasn't one of those, it would definitely have to be a McLaren P1. They're just amazing. And there's so many cars. I could go on for ages about what type of cars I want. And she also said, also shout out to me because I was the best workmate ever. So thank you, Jenny, for always being fun at New World and making my day better. Yeah, so that's all my questions. I'd like to thank you guys for subscribing to me and liking my videos, and I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. I probably won't do a video too after New Year's, or I might try to do one during New Year's, like when I have my party, if that all goes ahead. And yes, I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas and a fantastic New Year if I don't like make a video before then. And yeah, have a great Christmas. Oh fuck, I already said that. Yeah, I'm just going to end the video here because I don't know what else to say. But thanks guys, thanks for watching, I hope you have a good day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.
I'm a new soul, I came to this strange world, hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and send. But since I came so, I came to this strange world.